And I think some kids found the corner. Hold on. Go away, kitties. All right, so anyway, let me get back in my corner. This is a far cry from the wind. The editors are gonna have fun with this one. I wouldn't want to be the editor on this show. Oh hi, I'm doing a Zoom call and it was noisy in there. Is it okay if I just stand here and do my best for work? Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So anyway.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Back at the Ranch, Expedition Online's after show. My name is Jessica Martin from Team Boston Rob, and I am here tonight with the iconic Katy Richards. Welcome to the after show.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. I am so excited to talk to you today. You are quite possibly the funniest, most entertaining person we have ever seen on the show, and I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on everything.
Oh my, you're putting a lot of pressure on me. Really, I don't know. It's unfortunately the humor comes with some life experiences that I try to suppress. But anyway, it's good to see you, Jessica.
Yeah, you too. You could have your own spin-off show, just hearing all of your funny stories and everything about your life, and we're so happy that we had you here. My first question, and I think this is a lot of people's questions, how did you find this?
So I finally realized how I got on. So I don't know anything. I've never seen Survivor, and I don't have a TV because I never watched any of this. And I'm on the go all the time, so I'm on my phone. So anyway, I know nothing about it. So I finally remembered how I got on your show. Of course, I just got off a plane, in the potential spam. Hold on, go away, people. All right, because I'm on my phone. So, all right, there we go. So anyway, so I do that thing. I have no idea what this is. I thought it was like the Nick Cannon dating show. That's why I was concerned maybe about how my hair looked in the video or what have you. So anyway, so I found an email, I guess, that I got in a casting call. And recently, like since everybody's doing production again from COVID, I keep getting typecasted for this like cougar and like dating shows and stuff. Because I resemble a character in a famous cougar movie, I guess you should say. I couldn't say, right? So I thought that's what it was. And I had just, surprisingly enough, gotten off an airplane. I got some kind of a casting call, and I thought it was for like a cougar thing or cougar role or something, right? So I did it for you guys, and I'm terrible, as you know, with electronics. So I thought for sure, like, I'm never going to get this, but I did it because it came through, and I'm responsible, and I did it. So the next thing I know, so that's kind of how I got selected. But I thought for sure, because my video is so bad, that no one was gonna pick me for any kind of show on that video.
It doesn't matter. You know what? You could just do it like on the fly video, and your personality still shines through. Like, as long as you show your personality, we have a spot for you on Expedition Online. And you gave us all your personality, and we were like, we need this lady on the show. She's amazing.
Thank you. And then I come on the show and I don't know anything. I felt bad about that.
It's okay if you don't know everything about the show and you don't watch TV. Like, that's a nice perspective to have. Like, obviously this show is so many people that do like love Survivor, so it's refreshing to have someone who doesn't really know it as well, because they give a different perspective of things.
Yeah, but I make an analogy that I thought of, where if I'm on a poker table and there's people playing that don't know how to play or whatever, I don't really want them there. Number one, it's in my case, it's would be real money. Let's just say it was real money. It's not a tournament. Let's just say this at least was for charity, so that's good. Because if this were real money, people would probably be like, like after me, because they'd be mad. So yeah, because a lot of them come across like they've never played before, but I know they're gamers. I'm still trying to figure everything out. But then some of them knew like what we were doing next. So like, okay, well, there's a challenge. Well, I didn't know there's a challenge. How do they know there's a challenge? Or how do they know? Like I didn't even know that we were supposed to find clues to find the compasses. Thank God you guys threw those at me from the beginning, because unless you give them to me, I don't know where to get them, or you're not even supposed to be looking anywhere. So sure, I frustrated them.
People loved having you and thought you were so fun to be around and loved having you in the cast. I think though that there is like a variety of knowledge of the game. You're obviously super new to it. Then there's some people who really know what they're doing. Then there's some people in the middle who like the show, but they're not good at playing.
Okay.
So there's a whole spectrum of people. Yeah. So day 0, was there anyone that you liked the most when you talked to everyone? Anyone that like gravitated toward?
I mean, I was just kind of looking at everybody. They were all nice. I mean, I'm not a cliquish person, so like I just like, I don't know, just thought everybody was nice, but I didn't even know to think that like I'm supposed to be teaming up with somebody or I want them on my team. Like just oblivious.
And that's
okay.
Just taking
it in.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a new experience and it's awesome that you signed up for it and you're just learning as you go, and that's awesome. So you get picked to be on Janet's team, and she definitely picked the more bold personalities to be on her team. I know she had you, she had Carl, she had Anthony, a whole fun crew of people. What was it like the first day?
It was fun. I mean, I was tickled. Like, you meet people and they were sweet. I mean, everybody was nice, but I started thinking, like, I wonder where this is going. Like, where everybody's really nice right now. But I knew that it was going to get competitive, but I didn't know it was going to be damn as vicious as it was.
Yeah. People definitely take it seriously. So you guys win the first challenge. Team Kelly votes someone off. The next day they lose someone. So they're down 2 players. So you guys then lose.
Oh, so they did vote. They lost Anthony, but I never had to. Yeah, my goal, Jessica, in this whole thing was never to vote for anybody because I did like everybody. I thought they were great, and I never wanted to vote. And the only person I ever had to vote for was I voted for Bambi and told her because it was Bambi and Philip, remember? And then I voted for David. Those are the only 2 people I ever had to vote for. My goal in this game was to vote for as least amount of people as possible.
Well, you did pretty good with that then, because so that night you didn't have to be a part of voting Anthony out because you got sent to Serrated Pete and you picked Bridget to go with you.
Because I can only see so many people on my screen. So she was there. So I picked her. Okay. I mean, really and truly, like that was why I picked her. She was like, I could only see, like I didn't want to scroll over and I was afraid I'd lose you guys or whatever. And I just saw her there and she was like, I was like, well, she looks like she could be my daughter, sure enough.
So if you could have seen more people, do you think you would have picked someone else?
I have no idea. I really don't. Like I was in the moment.
Okay.
Like if she hadn't been there and someone else was in the frame and she wasn't, I wouldn't have picked her because she wouldn't have been in the frame. But you know what? I actually like Carl. I like Carl a lot. Yeah. So
you guys go over to Serrated Peak and Jess, who they thought was voted out, is there. How was that? Because definitely on our end, Jess. Yeah, she was super nice, but it seemed like she was a little upset about being voted off, which benefited you because she gave you the half compass.
Right. Yeah, but here's the crazy thing. I just thought about something. Well, didn't Bridget wonder why she didn't give it to her then too? If you do something to somebody, they're not going to want to do something nice for you. Like if you do something bad, and like just like when. So you got the compass, and you ended up making an alliance with Bridget and Jess for later down the line. So you go back to your camp. 1, were you surprised that they picked Anthony to go home? And 2, did they question you much about your experience? No, they were involved in some other conversation deep into it. So I was like, good, this is a good chance for me to just be like, I didn't do anything. Okay. And they didn't care. And then they weren't asking because they were they were involved in some conversation. I wasn't surprised because I think Anthony rubbed a few people wrong from the beginning by being, like, I don't know, just being overzealous, I guess. I wasn't surprised, but I was sad because, I thought that like he was one of those people that really want this and like live for this thing. And now he's voted off it like immediately. So I really felt for him. He was a really nice kid. He was fun to watch. So that was definitely tough. But that was lucky for you. They were so involved in another conversation that you didn't have to say anything. Yeah. I got off the hook because the next day there's the tribe swap and you, Haley and David end up on a new party with Bill and Bridget. So me looking at this from the outside, I was like, oh, this is great for Bridget and Katy. They just made an alliance and they can work together. You guys end up losing that challenge and have to send someone home. Yes. So I'm taking you with me for a second. I may have to mute you for a second because I just remembered something, but go ahead.
So did you and Bridget connect at all when you guys were in the same party and try to figure out a way to work together, or did you not really have time to?
Oh, I just thought, no, because I just thought we were good, that we didn't have to talk about it. We already talked about it.
Got it. Okay. So when it comes down to the vote, you guys landed on Bill because he did the puzzle slow. I know in all your confessionals, you talk about how much you like Bill.
I used my token. That's why I used my token. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that's why I used my token. I didn't want to vote for him. To me, he should have been the likely one to go because he lost because this was new and no one else did anything wrong. At least I knew of yet, you know.
So I know Bill and Bridget both really wanted to work with you, but Haley had you trapped in a room all night so they couldn't talk to you. If the two of them had come to you and pitched David or Haley, would you have voted for one of them instead?
No, I mean, I didn't want to vote for anyone. That was the thing that really would have put me in a spot because I'm loyal. So, and David, okay, so I don't remember which happened first, but I remember after Bill got voted off that David, came to me about the compass. So I don't remember which came first though.
Yeah, that was after Bill got voted off. So you guys got back to camp after that. I know you and Bridget were frustrated with each other. And I don't think Bridget meant to hurt your feelings. She just didn't have any other options because, Bill was like her day one person that she didn't want to vote for him. So we go to the next day and you guys end up losing again. Bridget's the obvious target. And you guys obviously had that problem the day before. Was there any way you would have voted for anyone else, or was it definitely Bridget?
Bridget.
Yeah.
It was, I had to.
So that was one of your few votes you actually had to do. Before the Bridget vote even happens though, so David approaches you about the compass.
I don't remember how he got it out of me, but he did, yeah. No, I know how he did. He told me I didn't use my token right, and that then there's compasses, and if you don't use them right, then you could lose them and everything. And then I was like, oh, well, I have one of those because I was thinking, oh, shoot, but I still would have used the token because I didn't want to vote for Bill. So he was like, oh, I'll help you with it. And then he throws in, oh, but if I need it, then that would be the last resort. I'll check with you. But then like immediately almost he starts thinking, oh, they think they're after me. I'm like, dude, this ain't for you. You're holding it for me. Like that was like the last resort, like at the end. If and then he starts talking, he was making me nervous and I started not trusting him. And I'm thinking, So then after that happened with Bridget and then him, I'm like, these little knuckleheads.
So when he initially asked for it, did you think he was just trying to be helpful? And
I was suspicious.
How come you gave it to him?
Because I believed him. I believed he was truly, really trying to help me. I mean, I honestly, if this was like a real thing, I mean, it is real, but like for real money, I could see maybe he would do that if it was like $1 million and it's really Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, my God.
I don't think that David's like that in real life. I think this is kind of the role he's playing for this game. He wants to be very devious and sneaky.
Yeah, but they all want to be on Survivor pretty much, probably, right? They're these big, they keep talking about this, right?
Yeah. So you guys win the next two challenges. So again, you don't have to vote. And then you guys do a party swap again and you guys lose. So that's the night that you vote for Bambi. Everyone else wants to vote for Philip. How come you didn't vote for Philip with everyone else?
I just thought he had something. I wanted to see somebody win that could play a really good game. And I like Bambi's sweet. I loved her. But I thought Philip, I still do. I think that, like just certain people have it. And he has it. Like,
yeah,
there's some I think don't have it that want to have it, but they really don't. I'm like a casting director right now.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on a bunch of shows, so I feel like you could be a casting director. But yeah, no, right. He was good at the game and a really nice person too. So I understand why he has it.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I can tell like he has character. Like a noun character, but he has character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then the other team loses the next challenge. Jess, who got voted back in to the game, goes home. So you make it to the rendezvous party, which is a big accomplishment, especially for someone who's never played before. People who like Survivor, that is like the main goal for a lot of them to make it to the parties combined.
I didn't even know what the rendezvous party was. I just took every day.
So basically you did a good job. You made it to the final party stage.
I made
of
it to the jury.
Exactly. Yeah, you made it to the jury, which is what everyone wants. If they can't win, they want to be on the jury.
I didn't know about any of these. I had no idea what was going to be next the next day, really and truly. Like, I didn't know there was going to be, I had no clue.
Yeah, it was full of surprises. So the first vote, it seems like everyone's trying to go for David if they can. But then David and Josh lead the charge to get out Philip. And you vote for David this time.
Yeah, because we started having a conversation about, he started hinting again about using the darn compass. I'm like, well, this is like, what's early in the thing. Like, why are you wanting to frivolously use my damn compass that you said is so powerful? And, and talking about it on himself instead of me.
Did you have this conversation with him before Crossroads, or did you go into the Crossroads with your mind made up? I'm going to vote for David.
Yeah.
If he didn't have that, he was definitely going to go home.
And you notice when I got voted off, I said, oh, it would have been nice to have the compass. And I would have never voted for him. There'd been a whole, really and truly, that move on his, which really you could look at it as a good move if it were on somebody else that knew the damn game. If it had been done in a different person in a different way, it would have been brilliant. And he would have ran the game, and I would have said that's really a good move. But to me, especially since it happened to me, it's almost like he didn't cheat, but I don't know.
It's definitely a smart play, like you just said, if it was in a different scenario, but
he tricked me. He was going to help me out.
And I don't think he meant it and in real life, in a malicious way and attack against you.
Yeah. And then I was just I don't know. I just kind of threw my hands up, and I didn't know the rules. I didn't know how I could get it back, if I could get it back. I really didn't. And then why? What was that move? So yeah, I wanted it back because I thought I wouldn't have wanted it back if I knew he was still holding it for either one of us later. If he would have used it for himself later and would have explained it fully to me, and it was right at the end, that might have been okay. But I gotta use this.
I really don't think he meant it personally, but it definitely was a bold move.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I could look at it both ways. I don't know. But I really don't want him to win D.
So if he does make it to the last two, is there anything he can say that would sway you to vote for him?
Nope.
Okay, holding strong.
Nothing. If he does, I want him to be there. And I want it to be like one of those Katy college lessons. Like I said, if it was a regular person in the game and they already knew the game, that's one thing. It's just, that's the game. But you have somebody coming in, some knucklehead like me, and they know it. And even when I asked them not to vote me out and on Friday when I had my class reunion, I mean, okay, yes, it's a game, but they didn't vote out Mariana. They didn't vote out Mariana that day because, oh look, she just ordered merch. Well, I ordered merch and I haven't been home to get it. But I'm like, okay, so if they won't do that, they certainly won't. And I never thought that they were going to vote for me. I really didn't.
So do you know who led the charge for that?
I don't know. I mean, it could have been anybody, but
during strategy time, were you aware that they were all voting for you, or did they tell you they were voting for someone else?
They told me they were voting for someone else, little suckers.
Oh, who did they say they were voting for?
Not everybody but me.
I know you voted for David, and I was surprised that they didn't vote for David because that would have been a prime opportunity to take him out while he was vulnerable.
These little knuckleheads, I don't understand it. Now that I know the game a little bit more, I'm looking at it that wasn't good. I told him this. My husband always said, when I learned poker even, if you teach me something, once I learn it, I will beat you at it the next time.
For someone who went into this not knowing a lot, I feel like you picked things up and you did get a grasp on it by the end of it, which was awesome. But I
don't know about that, but thanks. I mean, I'm learning.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's definitely a complicated game to learn, but I felt like you were finding your footing a little more as you went along. I just noticed that watching from the outside, I was like, oh, I think she's starting to get it.
It was a crash course,
And that's okay. It's so cool that you tried a new thing like this. It's so different than the normal kind of roles you do.
Yeah,
it's cool that you put yourself out there to try a new experience. And so now you're on the jury, which means you get a hand at deciding who wins and gets charity money at the end of this. Who are you rooting for right now?
I wanted Carl to win, and I don't want David to. I really don't know.
Carl's a good choice. When we get down to the final explorers, what do you want to see from them to determine who your winner is?
Well, now that I'm watching a little bit more, I'm watching how they play. It's not what they say, it's what they do.
Yeah. Do you know what you want to ask them yet at the end?
I would ask them, I don't know. How many questions do you have for them? 2 or 1?
You get to just ask them one question.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to narrow it down and let you know.
Yeah, so you still have time to think about it, but now you get to hang out with Philip and the jury.
Yeah, I like Philip. Yeah.
But
I'm glad I didn't vote for him. Then he'd be mad at me.
Is that why you did eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Want to know the truth?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted it to look like, because this is one thing you will always get from me. I'll tell you the real thing, like at the right time. So I'm gonna tell you how I did it. So I knew I didn't want to vote for Bambi, but I didn't want to vote for Philip. Even though I know, like, Janet said at the beginning, to get rid of him, but and then she said something like, everybody's by themselves now, and I remembered her saying that. Right. So I thought, well, as much as I don't want to vote for Bambi, I'm gonna have, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So I put it on the paper, like Bambi and Philip, and then it kept going back to Philip, and I was like, I'm going to my mom, whatever. So like, let me just put a bunch of names, and then we figure it out and make sure I do it right before I do it. So I'm practicing where to go. And that's what I did.
Oh, fun little behind the scenes fact.
See, I can be a little sneaky too. No,
yeah. See,
Yeah.
exactly. You're learning how to play.
And it had to look realistic. Like, look, there's a bunch of names, but I already went down it. I practiced.
Well, we had so much fun having you on the show, Katy.
Oh, thank you.
Just like from the first day when you're in the airport with your wine, you're in friggin' Iceland and you're just on the go. We never know which city we were going to see you in. You were one of the most fun people we've ever had. It was an absolute blast having you.
Thank you. I felt like I was terrible, but thank you. That makes me feel good.
Not at all. You had a big fan club of mods watching you and supporting you and wanting you to go far in the game.
Oh, thank you.
We love it.
I really never played it to win. Honestly, never played it to win. I played it for the charity, and I played it because whatever I do, I give it 150%. I committed to it.
That's awesome. And we love your support and putting out to charities. If someone ever asked you to play again, do you think you'd give it another try?
I don't know. I think that like when you have somebody say something the first time that comes out good, and it's like when they like a sequel, like in a movie, like sometimes the sequels are good. It would have to, I don't think it could be the same. I think it would have to be I do something different.
And that's okay. We're glad that we had you for this one season because it was an absolute blast.
Well, thank you. And I'm not saying I would leave you in some, I mean, I have to tell you though, you guys really impressed me. Like the mods and docs and everything really truly impressed, and just everything about it. And I was telling my friend last night, and I didn't, I haven't given her any spoilers or anything, but I raved about you guys.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I was like, these guys are. I had no idea what I was getting into. I was like, but you guys are amazing.
That's nice of you to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I think a lot of you guys.
Thanks for sitting down with us today, Katy. We had a blast, and we will see everyone on the next episode.
Bye.